Some people may think this many books to read is normal, but me, honey, the world must be ending and falling because this is the most books I've read in a month. Ready? Yeah. Here are the 7 books that I've read in March 2025, which is a record. Short story, I have a busy next 2 months, and since I only read 1 book in February, I had a lot of reading to catch up on. Also, if you're following me on Fable, you would know that I have a goal to read 25 books by the end of this year, so that's 2 books every month. And like I said, I only read 1 book in February, hence reading 7 books. Why? I guess I have no time or life anymore. I'll start with my TBR I initially made in February. First one, A Song to Drown Rivers, Flowerheart, Betting on You, and Wings of Starlight. I guess it is safe to say I have read all of them. Okay, I'll go in the order that I read them, give my rating and a short review, and then if you want a detailed one, then I'll put my Fable account down below if you want to read it. Because apparently Fable is my life more than school is. So, okay, starting out, A Song to Drown Rivers. I read this one on March 1st, and I actually tried to read this one for February, but it didn't work out. This one, I gave it a 5 stars. I really liked the world building. I liked the plot twist at the end, which I didn't expect. This book also had me sobbing. I was just like sitting there crying, and I was like, why would she do such a thing to me? It had a complex story, which I honestly didn't expect. I don't know what I expected. I expected like more romance between the 2 characters, but honestly I liked where the story went a lot more, and like the ending was just like more unique, you know, like it was beautiful. I cried. We love. Next up is Flowerheart. She got 4 stars, and it's very like a comfort cottagecore, like spring kind of vibe book. Well, obviously there's like flowers, so I knew I wanted to read this during spring because like who wouldn't? I mean, I definitely felt like I was in a cottage. This has great symbolism for depression and diverse representation of LGBTQ. I thought it was such a heartwarming book to read, and the topics that they touched on was just like perfect. It was better than I imagined. Also, I picked this up on a whim because I didn't see it anywhere, but I was like, sometimes the best books are the ones that you just don't see anywhere, so you randomly pick it up, and it was much better than I thought it was going to be. I like the stakes in this book and like what the main character had to go through, and I thought that the romance was cute, and I just like really liked this book. Next up, from Lynn Painter, we have Betting on You. I wanted to read The Do-Over originally in February, but that wasn't happening, and I found this book for $7, so a win is a win. I gave it 4 stars. Cute story. I laughed a lot. I loved the nicknames for each other. I thought that them like bonding like was just an overall cute story. I wasn't too much of a fan of like the best friend, whatever her name was, but you know what? It's fine. I like the conflict. It was rom-com worthy. It was worth my while. Next up, this is one of my favorite reads, is The 7-Year Slip. People kept raving about this book, and I was like, it's definitely not gonna be that good, but it was so good. Like I annotated it. Like it tugged on my heartstrings. Like I don't remember if I cried or not, but that doesn't matter because the quotes in this book were so good. It had like more of an impact, and that's why like I loved it. She got 5 stars on Fable, but I'm considering moving it down 4.5 because I just changed ratings a lot, and like a 4.5 feels right, you know. But like it was still a great book. I liked the premise of the story. I thought it was so unique and like a great take on like grief. And you know what? I took away a lot of quotes from this book. Well, obviously because I annotated it so much, so as one would. But the nickname Lemon is so cute, and he put like meaning into food, and I was like, I love that. Also, I love the plot twist, by the way. This is giving me major like La La Land? Yeah, La La Land vibes. Like Sebastian and Mia's relationship was reminding me a lot about this. So I'll give you one of my favorite quotes. This is from page 79, because some of my favorite things I haven't even done yet. Bars. Moving on to the 5th book, it is The Naturals, and I got this one for my birthday. I was begging her to get it because I was originally iffy on reading the series because I'm not like a huge crime, mystery, solving kind of person. Like I can't even follow regular news or TV shows, so like why would I pick up a book? But you know what, she did not disappoint. Okay, she got 4.5 stars. I was living for the plot twist. Like I knew people talked about it, but like, man, I personally couldn't guess it. It was suspenseful. Like I really felt like I was in Cassie's like perspective. It also just like kept me guessing, you know. It was like very thrilling and exciting and just like gripping to read. It wasn't like the best piece of literature that I've ever read, but it was a good and fast-paced plot that like it was engaging enough to keep on reading. But like I just wish the characters were more developed and like layered. The second book though, we will talk about that when we get there. Also the love triangle. One of the reasons I didn't want to read this was because of the love triangle. You know what, I decided to stick this one out, so we shall see how it goes. Okay, next up, Wings of Starlight. This one I rated a 4.75 stars. The only reason it got the 0.25 off was because of the characters, and I felt like some of them fell flat, but not Clarion. Like the depth that they gave her in this book was so heartwarming. Also, oh my gosh, this gave the movie so much more meaning to me, and like it meant so much more. It healed my inner child, even though I was sobbing. Not at the plot. I wasn't sobbing at the plot. You know what I was sobbing about? Mallory. Lord Mallory talking to Clarion about how much he just like please, where? I need. The relationship was so good. I love the plot, you know, great depth, and like Clarion's character was just so well fleshed out. Like I loved seeing her like change and grow into the person she is in the movie, but also I still love the character that she was before. I liked how the minor characters stood out. The two girls, if you know, you know. Also, I loved the writing. I was a little nervous going into it, like because I was excited, don't get me wrong, because I bought this in February and I was like, I need to read this as soon as possible. And I was nervous because I was like, what if it doesn't live up to the expectations that I'm like hoping for, you know? But no, Miss Queen, I felt like I was reading an actual, not reading, I was watching an actual Tinkerbell movie. Like I could hear them saying these things, I could just like envision it. The only thing I was a little disappointed about though was like the setting. Like I feel like the author could have gone more in depth with the setting, but you know what, I'm just more nitpicky because I love her all the more. Like it's hard getting 5 stars right here. It's not easy. Last book, 7th, is Killer Instinct, which is the second book to the Natural series. I just finished this today because I thought I was only going to read those 6 books, but I was like, you know what, we can punch one more out. So this one I rated a 3.75. I was a little disappointed because it just didn't feel as hyped up as the first book did. Like I felt way more excited reading the first book than I did this one. However, this has much better character building and complexity to it. It just like feels like they're real raw characters. Like I understand them more, I can connect to them. It's like very found family type, and I'm so happy that this book focused on that because the first book lacked it so much. But also I feel like I traded morally ambiguous group of teenagers for predictable plot that teenagers were acting like 4-year-olds, and I was starting to get mad. Cassie's character, okay, I love her and all. I think her character was well written, but it's like she would do things and I'm just like, stop acting like a pick-me. You're not a child. You're not 3 years old. She would like stick out her tongue, and then she would be like, you know, I know Michael or lie detector, but like unlike their abilities, like behavior, environment, personality, like that's where I come in. Like I'm not like other girls or guys, I'm better. But girl, if you had such killer instincts, then like why am I not in there and you are? It just felt like everyone was dumbed down so that Cassie's like inner monologue of the unsubs could be like spectacular or groundbreaking. And I was like, girl, I could have told you that. Like I don't need to be a natural to know these things. Also, I am a proud Dean lover. Like we love Dean. Michael, I only know 4-year-old sulking Rudy character. Like what is he doing? Like he didn't I have some strong opinions. I feel like Dean is growing on me, and I feel like Michael has no character development. And the love triangle, it's growing on me. Don't talk to me, it's growing on me. Also, the beginning was just hard to read overall. But also, what's her name? Sloane? I don't know how you say her name. She was the main character of this book. She was my favorite in this book. Also, okay, I will say Michael does get a few brownie points because he made me laugh a lot. But at the end, you know what? It was an engaging read, even though I guess like half the plot, it was more predictable. But you know what? The ending, there were like some parts where it was just like really hard to read. Not because it was bad writing or like cringy or anything. It was just like the things that the villain would do. And I was just like, whoa, I have to take a break. I have to step back. Like, hold on. It was like hard to read and I like just felt so bad for the characters. And I was like, this is fiction. This is words on paper. You are fine. You're not in Cassie's shoes, but it really makes you feel like you are, which is why I like this book a lot, because it took her through like her grief, her trauma, and like it's just a lot more fleshed out characters, which this book also needed. But these are the 7 books that I read this month. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it's short. I was gonna add my April TBR in this, but I'll probably read like 1 or 2 books because I'm so busy. But yeah, this is the most books you'll see me read in 1 month for a while. So bye guys.